Welcome to New Sky TV, a shocking turn of events. After being rejected by Yang Tianzhen, Guo Yuxin admitted her shortcomings on CCTV and quietly worked on them, winning over fans with her sobering remarks. In an interview, Guo Yuxin directly addressed her weaknesses. My delivery of lines is lacking, and my physical performance is subpar, choosing to stop and work on her skills instead of chasing popularity. This rare clarity exposes the absurd reality of the entertainment industry. When actors admitting their lack of basic skills becomes a virtue, it only highlights the collapse of the industry's bottom line. Her choice is like brewing wine rather than selling cola, betting that the audience will eventually return to recognizing quality. However, a sober image is easy to establish but difficult to maintain. Ultimately, her work must prove this courage. Being rejected by Yang Tianzhen, for most young actresses, would likely cause a period of distress, perhaps even triggering an embarrassing trending topic like "Don't underestimate a young person's potential." But Guo Yuxin's actions this time are truly unconventional. In the recently aired CCTV interview, instead of playing the victim or blaming it on a sluggish market or a lack of good scripts, Guo Yuxin directly and bluntly exposed her shortcomings. Facing the camera, she frankly admitted her acting skills were lacking, her physical expression was inadequate, and the more she acted, the more empty she felt. These words directly exposed her sincerity to the audience, resulting in a complete shift in public opinion overnight. In this fickle industry, many praised her rare clear-headedness. Frankly, hearing the truth in the entertainment industry these days is harder than squeezing onto a subway during rush hour. Let's zoom in and see what she actually said. This wasn't the kind of carefully crafted Versailles-style self-deprecation, like the nonsense like "I'm just good-looking but not hard-working enough." Guo Yuxin genuinely analyzed herself in the interview. She said the filming process was like a mirror, revealing her true self. The more she filmed, the more insecure she felt because of her weak foundation. Therefore, her current focus is on quietly seeking tutoring, diligently working on the fundamentals of voice, acting, and physical expression, rather than rushing to outshine others on the red carpet or gain recognition on variety shows. Why are we so shocked by an artist's acknowledgement of shortcomings? Simply put, it's because this industry has turned normal into scarcity, and raised the bottom line to the ceiling. In the past, veteran artists practiced their expressions in front of a mirror and refined their pronunciation before going on stage. That was considered duty. Now, a young actor willing to seek tutoring can actually trend on social media and be praised as a breath of fresh air in the entertainment industry. What is this like? It's like a taxi driver saying they can read traffic lights, and everyone goes crazy praising them as so professional. Isn't that absurd? Guo Yuxin's actions don't expose her personal talent, but rather how rotten the industry's facade is. Those celebrities who rely on their looks and popularity to act in ways they can't even fool themselves in front of the camera are probably seething with resentment after seeing Guo Yuxin's actions. Because her existence is like a mirror, revealing who's swimming naked and who's pretending to be asleep. If you put Guo Yuxin in any normal workplace, this wouldn't even be news. A programmer saying their code isn't good enough and they need to take a training course is often met with dismissive comments from colleagues. But in the entertainment industry, this is seen as sophisticated wisdom and an anti-traffic hero. Is it ridiculous? Absolutely. But behind this absurdity lies the audience's most humble desire. We simply want to see someone who truly respects the profession. Someone willing to admit their own emptiness and then find ways to fill it. Is this a low demand? Extremely low. Is it high? High enough that 80% of the current traffic stars in the entertainment industry can't even reach it. Let's return to the Yang Tianzhen incident. When Guo Yuxin was initially rejected, everyone was waiting to see her fail. Some even imagined countless versions. She offended someone, she won't become famous, she's just not cut out for it. But now, that rejected candidate is returning to the table in the most foolish, slowest, but also most solid way. Those chosen ones initially lauded by capital have either exhausted their voices in live streaming e-commerce or squandered their public image in terrible dramas. Who will have the last laugh? We don't know. But at least for now, Guo Yuxin holds not a bubble of popularity, but a rough gem with potential. Of course, let's not rush to deify her. A clear-headed persona is the first step, the learning process is the second, and the real test is the third. When she returns from her studies and stands before the camera, can her work live up to her current courage? If so, her words today will be the first highlight in her future biography as a film queen. If not, all the praise for her clear-headedness today will become ammunition to mock her for all talk and no action in the future. The entertainment industry is that cruel. You might be deified today for speaking the truth, but tomorrow you could be trampled into the dirt for a bad movie. Therefore, Guo Yuxin's path of learning is the right one, but also the risky one. She bought herself time by admitting she couldn't do it, but the audience won't give her the time forever. Every step she took afterward was paying back the debts of today, the debts of those years wasted on traffic, the debts of that empty shell period. There are no shortcuts on this path. But at least, she chose the right direction from an industry perspective. Guo Yuxin's choices actually a countermeasure to the anxiety of rapid monetization. The current logic of star making is that of an industrialized fast-moving consumer good. If a drama becomes a hit, the actor's commercial value is immediately squeezed dry, with endorsements, variety shows, and live streams running non-stop. Where is there time for reflection? The so-called finding a tutor is seen by many agencies as a waste of time for making money. Guo Yuxin's approach is going against the grain. She's betting on the audience's return to quality, betting that long-termism can outperform short-term popularity. This is quite risky. In this rapidly changing industry, disappearing for a few months to study might mean returning without even a place. But this is precisely where the greatness lies, in the small. Guo Yuxin's personal choice reflects a third possibility for society beyond involution and lying flat, pausing in progress to repair a broken tire. We are used to rushing forward like a wound-up toy, fearing any form of stagnation, as if stopping would mean being abandoned by the times. But the truth may be that only those willing to stop and sharpen their tools can cut through the increasingly tough thorns. This mindset is actually connected to the spirit of craftsmanship, or rather, some ancient philosophical wisdom. Like brewing wine, if you rush to open the jar, you'll only get a sour, unfinished product. Only by enduring loneliness and allowing time to create a chemical reaction within the jar can you produce a fine vintage. Guo Yuxin is now treating herself as a jar of wine being brewed, not as a bottle of cola being sold. Of course, on the other hand, it's easy to establish a sober persona, but living a sober life is difficult. Seeking tutoring is a good thing, but the ultimate measure of success lies in one's work. Audience tolerance has its limits. Today's fan base is due to attitude, tomorrow's reputation must be built on ability. If, after intensive training, her acting skills remain stagnant, today's realism will become an even bigger joke tomorrow. The entertainment industry has no shortage of hardworking personas, but it desperately needs results from hard work. Yang Tianzhen's initial rejection may have been based on considerations of commercial efficiency, while CCTV's current affirmation is based on mainstream values' expectations of professional attitude. Guo Yuxin needs to find a balance between these two. She needs to prove that the girl abandoned by a top agent wasn't without value, but rather that her value needs more time to be realized. As of press time, we haven't seen any new works from Guo Yuxin after her tutoring. This is actually quite good. It leaves us in suspense. Finally, let's pose this question to you, the reader. In this era where everyone is rushing to get ahead and monetize their talents, if you find that your abilities don't match your ambitions, will you choose to continue running in the mainstream, pretending nothing's wrong, or will you dare to stop and catch up, like Guo Yuxin, risking being forgotten? This may not only be a problem for the entertainment industry, but also a life test that we all have to face. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.